Hi everybody, this is Lara at pureelliottwave.com. I'm going to update my analysis for Litecoin today with you. I'm recording now from Bogota, Colombia. We're here for a little while longer to get a bunch of stuff done, and then we'll be moving on to get some more waves. So the last data I have for Litecoin is 3rd of August. So I'm going to go through the process of showing you how I update my data from Yahoo Finance data because someone asked. So let's have a go at this. Let's show you. So I choose the date range I want. It was 2021. Apply. Download. That'll now be in my downloads folder. Go back to MotiveWave, File, Chart, Import Data, Add CSV, find it there, there we go. Uncheck these, import, done. Now it's just gone sideways. I don't think there's going to be much change to this analysis at all. Okay, so I'm viewing this on a semi-log scale, which is essential for any marker or any set of data that has exponential growth. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, A, B, C, 3 waves back for cycle 2. And after that I'm counting 1, 2, 1, 2. Because this low for 2 is 104.32589 and this high is 146, so I can't count 1, 2, 3, 4 of any degree because 4 would overlap one price territory, so a series of 1, 2 overlapping first and second waves. Okay, so my last wave count for Litecoin expected more downward movement, and we've got sideways movement. I wonder if X is unfolding as, no, it's not a triangle. Could it be, well, I think first of all I have to label X over here, and it does look rather like a zigzag, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks okay, I think. Let's see, I think A subdivides as a 5. And I think I want to make 4 a triangle. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Proportion isn't great, but triangles are longer lasting structures than zigzags. So 2 is zigzag, 4 a triangle, that looks okay. And I think this is a zigzag, and this is a 5. Yeah. Yeah, that looks okay. Is this going to subdivide as a 5 though? Is it an ending diagonal? There's an overlap here. So that can't be right, and I can't put 1 and 2 any lower, so that has to be an ending diagonal. Is that going to fit though? I'm just looking at the wavelengths. Yes, 3 is longer than 1, yes, 5 is longer than 3, and 4 is longer than 2. The trend lines diverge, there's an overshoot for the 5th wave, the trend lines are adhered to. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay. Actually, I wonder if you could put 1 and 2 here, that would actually be better. Yeah, it does just work. And now 1 is a zigzag, 3 is a zigzag, 5 is a zigzag. That looks much better. Okay, so X looks pretty good as a zigzag. It's quite time consuming though, and a bit deep. That's less than 90% the length of W, so I can't relabel this as a flat. I don't even need to check that calculation. I can see visually that X is less than 90% of W. So I can't relabel intermediate 2, minor A, B, C if minor A subdivides as a 3. because when A is a 3, that indicates a flat, and it means B has to retrace a minimum of 90% the length of A. If it doesn't, then you're not looking at a flat, you're looking at a double zigzag or a double combination. That's what I think we have unfolding here. And the other thing to note from Litecoin, since I last updated this data, is from here to here, this looks like this movement is over. Let's put a channel around it. Now I'll extend that out. Yeah. From this low to this high, this upward movement looks so strongly like a three-wave structure, and I think you would really struggle to see that as a 5. If there's a 3 in this direction, and the channel breach indicates that this wave is over, and the next wave of the same or higher degree is underway. If this is a 3, then that's the counter trend direction, which means the direction for Litecoin should still be down. So that's the conclusion from the Elliott wave analysis so far. So my invalidation for Litecoin will be down here, 25.5731. And I'd expect minor Y to move below the end of W. Let's calculate a target for that, for Y to reach equality in length with W. And I don't know, this might surprise some people, but I'm super old school when I do this. I use an old school calculator. I don't even like using my phone for this. I get like an actual calculator. I don't know, it's just how I was taught. I recommend it. Okay, well, Y can't reach equality in length with W because that would take it into negative price territory. So let's try the next ratio, 0.618, the length of W. So W is, this is another super cool feature of Motive Wave that I like. I highlight the waves I'm looking at, and it gives me the price points. Here, the price point, and just look at these numbers next to it. Oh, go away. The price point that the wave is beginning or ending at, and in brackets below that, it's the length of the wave, so I don't have to calculate it. And then it also tells me how many periods, and this is 113 bars. And this is a daily chart, so that's 113 days duration. So I know the length in terms of price and the duration as well. Okay, so I'm going to calculate 0.618, the length of W. So that's 103.826. That's only just below W. Okay, so I don't think that's going to be the best way to calculate a target for this. Let's see if we can use A and C within W. I expect Y is going to end reasonably below the end of W. If this is unfolding as a double zigzag, it could also be a double combination where Y would end about the same level as W. I don't think A is going to subdivide. Oh, it does subdivide well. Oh, okay. Oh, no, there's an overlap there. I was just wondering if I could put 4 here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5. No. I think 4 is probably some kind of combination. I don't like the look of 5. It looks like a 3. I don't think that's right. I think that is... I think this is a 5. This is an impulse. I'm going to label this minuet 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minuet 2, minuet 3, minuet 4 is maybe a triangle. That actually doesn't look so good. The AC trend line doesn't have a very good slope. This meets all the rules for a regular contracting triangle. And it's not too much of a problem that minuet 4 is longer in duration than its counterpart minuet 2. This looks like a zigzag, this looks like a triangle. Triangles are often more time-consuming structures than zigzags. I don't like the proportion there so much, but this looks better. This is more acceptable. This is starting to look wrong. What else could be happening? I'm going to do an alternate and consider this might be my main wave count. Focusing on minuet Y, let's consider it might be unfolding as a flat correction, which means A is a 3. Yeah, this is what I was saying, that's right. No, put this here, and now this is a really good looking impulse, and C is really strong, and then we're expecting B. Looks like an expanded flat. Oh, okay, in minuet B this looks like a double zigzag. Oh, what is happening there? What a mess. Yep, minuet A looks like a zigzag for sure. Okay, what's the length of B in relation to A? Minuet B here is a 1.25 length of minuet A. That's within the normal guideline of up to 1.38, or a common length. So that's within, it's a common structure, particularly for a B wave, and it's following a common pattern. So this is a good probability, in Elliott wave terms that is. Let's calculate how high minute B needs to correct. If minor y is unfolding as a flat correction, it'll subdivide 3, 3, 5, and minute b within it must retrace a minimum 90% the length of minute A. So let's calculate that. So to summarise, this is my analysis for Litecoin. I'm expecting it's in a third wave at cycle degree, which began back down here in December 2018. And within that third wave, there's primary 1 and 2 complete. Within primary 3, there's intermediate 1 complete. I am expecting overall for Litecoin quite a lot of upward movement. I have 2 wave counts looking at intermediate wave 2, which cannot be relabeled primary 4 because there's an overlap of primary 1 price territory. I expect intermediate 2 is incomplete. First wave count sees intermediate 2 continuing lower as a double zigzag, in the second zigzag labelled minor Y, so just overall downward movement. Second wave count, a huge bounce before a new low to end around about the same level as W, which was at 104.32589. Let's see what classic analysis for Litecoin has to say. Okay, classic technical analysis. Look at the weekly chart first, the higher time frame. Litecoin's essentially consolidating. Looks like there's resistance just a little above 100, support just a little above 100, and resistance possibly around here about 240, and then above that about 300. It's just been moving sideways for months now. This looks like a blow off top. The hammer hammering out a low has a little support from volume. There's no new bullish candlestick pattern down at a low. Looks like these lows might be tested. On balance volume, no signal, it's range bound. Price is falling here along with overall declining volume, so volume isn't actively pushing price lower. What's range doing? Range is declining now as price is falling in these weeks down here. So there's weakness in this downward movement. But I don't see evidence of a low yet in place. There was bearish divergence between price and RSI at this huge high back here for Litecoin, which is about 420. So it's unsurprising we're getting some downward movement. RSI hasn't reached oversold, but price has found good support just above 100. ADX indicates no clear trend at this time frame. The negative DX line remains below the positive. It hasn't indicated a potential change to down at the weekly chart level. Stochastics is oversold, so let's expect price to continue at least a little lower. Let's expect support may be tested about 100. What does the short-term picture say at the daily chart level? Here's the current downward movement for Litecoin. This could be a bullish candlestick pattern if it closes with the real body fully engulfing this candlestick pattern, but this is the current day, which is incomplete, so I can't read anything into that yet. There was a golden cross here with, I use the 55 because it's a Fibonacci number, 55-day moving average crossing above the 200, and a death cross just a couple of days ago. So a bit of whipsawing here. Really shouldn't be reading too much into those signals from moving averages in a consolidating market because they do tend to whipsaw. Look out for resistance about 148, support below just above 100. The short-term volume profile looks bearish. Volume is pushing price lower and downward sessions are stronger than upward sessions. No signal from on-balance volume at the daily chart level either. ADX is just now extreme, so I'd expect a low coming up soon, not necessarily very soon, but soon, but probably not here yet. Let's see. I'm just looking for, so we could have read these 3 candlesticks as a morning doji star, but a really weak one. This candlestick could have been read as a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. I think this one probably couldn't be read as a piercing pattern because the real body of this candlestick looks like it's has entered less than half the real body of the candlestick prior to it. So we could have had called a low here, called a low here. Those would have been wrong, obviously. This looks a little bit stronger. Just wait and see how this current session unfolds. If it completes a strong bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, and if it has support from volume, we might have a low in place, but it looks more likely price is going to continue to go lower. ADX can reach much more extreme than this for a trend in a cryptocurrency. Stochastics just dipped into oversold, so I think the low is coming sooner rather than later. I'm sorry, RSI, not stochastics. This is RSI, just dipped into oversold. Doesn't tend to remain there for a very long time for a lot of these cryptocurrencies, bearish movements. Stochastics reached oversold as well, is now returning to neutral. Can remain there for a bit longer while price continues lower. We've been over ATR, that's falling as price falls. So there's weakness in this downward movement, but I'm not seeing technical evidence of strength off lows. I don't see evidence of a low in place yet. I think it's coming sooner rather than later, but not yet. Let's pop on back to the Elliott wave count. I don't think this is the correct count. I think this is possibly the correct count, but I'm really sorry I can't give you a target for Y. All I expect is it's going to be below W. It might not be by a huge amount though. So I suspect this is the correct wave count, and I expect we're going to see more downward movement before Litecoin finds a low. That's it from me with analysis of another cryptocurrency for you this week. I know I didn't give you anything extra last week. I've been super busy. I hope to be able to get back to 2 or 3 a week pretty soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support and engagement on the YouTube channel. I really do appreciate it.